Hello everybody, welcome to the video. Today we are going to be going through all of my settings. My settings are a lot different than a lot of people, and I do recommend these for newer beginner player sort of players. If you want to learn a different way and an easier way or whatever, today's video will be about my settings and how what does what and who does where and what goes where. So first thing are my controls that I want to go over here. The lean is definitely the left stick, and if it's anything other for you that's a little interesting, throttle is R2, brake L2, pretty basic. It's I'll give you guys the computer shell or the controller overlay. So that's my throttle, that's my brake over there on the left stick, and then this little joystick here's my lean, and then my rear brake is left alt on my keyboard because I don't use it because I have combined brakes on anyways, so like you guys get what I'm saying. And then the front back lean is actually on the left stick as well, which a lot of people they don't agree with, but like they don't like not agree with it. I don't know, they just like seem to have a problem with it for some reason. And then my left right lean is the left stick, but I never, or the right stick, I never ever use the right stick, pretty much ever. You'll barely ever see me use that. And then I have no idea what rider lean tracking is, and I've just had it disabled. Direct lean at 40%. The direct lean, honestly, it's hard to explain, but it's like how fast you can like move back up and down from the joystick input. Like I mentioned earlier, combined brakes, and then the minimum's at 60, or the minimum's at 0 and the max is at 60. Then we head up over here to advanced, and it'd be like the lean and my dead zones and stuff like that. Linearity is at 100%. Dead zone, this is just basically where your controller reads the input. So like if it's this far over or like whatever, it's how fast or where it would basically engage. You can mess with that a little bit. So basically 0% is 0 input delay. Then the higher you move it up, the more input delay you're gonna suffer from. Linearity at 100%. For me, linearity was 100 or 200% for the longest time, and then I switched up settings and it worked out for the best. And you can see this moving the slider toward non-linear gives more precision in the first part of the input at the expense of the second part. It is useful for digital inputs and gamepad, and you can kind of just roll with it and you can move it around. You can even do smooth and try to make it your own way. But I recommend, highly recommend messing with both dead zone and especially linearity. I'd started around here, and this works well with direct lean as well. But gain is also pretty huge. You guys can see I've pressed release at 0%. That doesn't really, it's basically a non-factor, but gain is huge. This is how far your front wheel can move forward. So like it's how far your front wheel can like jam into a corner. So if I'm gonna come up here, I'm gonna take this double, and I have my gain at a certain point, then I might not be able to take this corner. But see how my joystick works and how far my front end goes, and how I can like absolutely wall, or I can put my joystick to the wall of the controller. Where if I set my gain all the way up to 150, I'll get back up, and then look at how drastic this is. I'm barely moving the controller, and look at how far the front wheel's moving. Same thing for down, it basically slows the process. So at 66.7%, like you barely turn at all, which this is just painful. Maybe should be a challenge video or something like that. So for me, with the rest of my settings, the hotspot seems to be this 101.4, which I've done a lot of testing with. We'll move to the second input tab and look at the shift up and down. So shift up would be the right bumper, and then left would be the shift down. Starter, you don't really need that if you have and these will be very important later, these riding aids, but if you have automatic clutch on, you won't need starter. And then push bike is my triangle and square. So triangles to move it forward and squares to move it backward, like so. I should say like so in the game. So square will move my bike backwards very slowly, and forwards is the triangle button to do the same thing. I don't know what this is right here. I honestly don't. So that's just kind of its own thing. And then reset is my share button, which is that right there. And then my track marker is down on the left stick. So I can basically, I think I already have one set on this track, and I can press it and then I get to it, and then I can hold it down to set a new one. You see at the bottom where it says track marker set, then I'd set back to that same spot. So if I wanted to, okay, I want the track marker to be here, I'm gonna go ahead, hold it down, and then I'm gonna tap it to go to it. It's a cool feature. Change view is on enter. I can really care less. Look back is down on the D-pad. Heading left and right is how you look both ways. So I can look behind me using down on the D-pad and left and right for on the D-pad. And then my D-pad up is literally just my tear off. Raise arm, I mean, it's just the big middle button in the middle of my controller there. I don't really have anything gestured here, and then whenever I need a thumbnail or whatever, I'll just switch whatever I need to R3, so it's just a lot easier to get it in air. Moving to the third input tab, I mean, you guys do whatever you want here. These are mine. You can kind of learn how to get it all down, but this is what I use. I use my controller for my replay. This is what this is, replay and system, whatever. And then the graphics here is what I run. This is what I can do. This is the max and best I can do while still recording at all 60 frames. So here's everything if you guys want like mine and you guys think it looks cool, which personally I don't. So you guys can get a hold of that. And then miscellaneous, this is kind of all personal preference stuff. Wherever you live, you live in the United States. I'm American, so I use the US system. And then date format, I mean, it's barely usable. It's like for your best lap times is the only place you'll see this. And then you can disable chat, use all the flags. I mean, I like both because you get to see the guy up there waving it and you get to see the ones on the side of your screen. You can hide names, you can put auto chat. So basically I can type in, and then I could go into a public lobby and then press my number 1 key and it would just type poop in the chat without me having to sit there and type it in. So that's a little fun if you want to have it. And then here's a massively requested page is the simulation with the field of view at 112, tilt at 7, pitch at 35. I was told to use this camera by a very fast player, so I'm obviously going to take his advice. And then I tweaked it to my liking, and that's what I did. And then I don't use any of this stuff down here. I don't understand any of this either, but this is my camera on board right here. Show HUD, show rider stand. I obviously have those two on. Lock to bike, definitely don't have that on. And then you can look over here to external view. You guys can copy it down. I don't use it at all though, and it's not going to be good. Riding aids, these are huge. I have lean help off, automatic shift off, shift help. So if I turn shift help on, what I do, and I've gotten in such a habit of it, people make fun of me for it, is I have to let off because I don't play like claw or anything. So I have to let off to shift up and down, I believe. I might not have to, but with shift help on, I can do it like while holding the throttle, but I have it turned off because I have a very diverse opinion on that where it actually slows me down. So I'm going to have shift help off. Traction help you can turn on. It's really not that huge of a difference. What it does is I kind of restricts how far you can lean over, so it like reduces the likeliness of traction. It doesn't actually give you more traction. And then brake help, same thing. If you need help with your brakes, it kind of eases on the brakes a little bit more, so you're not just going to tumble over your bars or anything. Automatic rider front, back, and left, right lane, you want those off for sure, or else the bike will do all sort of crazy things under you. Automatic rider dab, that's what I have. I don't know what it does, honestly. Like I guess I just keep it on because it's always been on. And then automatic rider sit, absolutely not. You get to control whenever, and that's my circle button, and I use it quite a bit if you've ever watched me play the game. Automatic tire change, I mean, I should have that on probably. I'm gonna have it on, and it seems right. So every time you want to go out and you want to go put some wear and tear on the tires, so say you know do 5 laps and you're like, okay, I need to return to the pits, and then you go here and you want to change something in your suspension or whatever, you know, you go over here, you go clean, and then you do this. This is cleaning your tires, and it automatically does that for you. So yeah, that'll do it for me. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys enjoyed, go ahead and smash that like button, go down, subscribe, and leave whatever comments you want. If you need any help with anything, let me know, and I'll be more than happy to help out the best of my ability. And you know, who knows, maybe I might give you guys a little extra tips here and there if you guys ask for it. So that'll be all. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys did, like I mentioned, do the things I said, and then you know, enjoy the rest of your day. Deuces.